So who am I speaking with?
My name is Vince A. Barbera,
And who you with, Vince?
a company called EnviroTech Services.
And how big is your company?
We are coming up on about 100 employees now.
And as I understand, I am right now looking at the entire IT department. Is that correct?
That is correct. It is a staff of one.
All right. That must be super, super lonely. I'm assuming you haven't always worked in an organization where there was only one person IT department. So tell me what this is like.
Well, actually, I've been in IT about 11 years now, and I really got my start with EnviroTech. I'd been a consultant prior to this, and when I came on board 11 years ago, we were a company of about 30, 35, and I've remained ever since, and this is where we are at today, 11 years later.
So they've grown from 30 to 100, but they didn't think to grow the IT department?
Well, I think what we're seeing now, my role initially was just as a traditional supporting role, doing the maintenance, which you would normally associate with help desk type support. And as we've grown, and what we've been covering in this CIO Boot Camp is the importance of strategy and in aligning that with corporate strategy.
When I used to work in IT myself, I mean, I really leaned on my fellow colleagues in IT when dealt with problems or dealt with colleagues that were driving me nuts. So who do you lean on?
A lot of vendors, actually. I try to develop very good relationships with our vendors, our mobile vendors, our hardware vendors, and if I develop a really solid relationship with them, I know that I can trust them and rely on them, and then they will be there for me, regardless of the size of our company. We're a small company, but they still treat us with a great deal of respect.
All right. What's the greatest thing about being an IT department of one, and what are some of the worst things? Because I can already think of a few of the worst things. But tell me what's good about that.
Well, the greatest thing is that I can definitely move on a dime. I can make decisions that are going to impact the entire company, and I have great flexibility with putting together a budget, knowing what the needs are, and putting my own vision out there. The tougher things are really about making the impact for things that, especially the company strategy, and that's what we're seeing where you've got other departments that can really have that are larger with our R&D and sales and marketing. They've got a much louder voice in the company, and where what we're seeing with just how integrated IT is with all these areas, being a just department of one, sometimes a little more difficult to get my time working on strategy and having that voice.
Well, you're probably just doing a lot of maintenance stuff. I mean, it's hard to, partition your time being that you're just one person.
Right. Well, that's where nights and weekends come in really handy. So, but you're right. That's the majority. It's easily 60, 65, 70% of my time is spent on maintenance, workstation, server, communications, and that's where I'm fully realizing the importance of bringing in some additional staff to help offload those type areas so that I can really focus on strategy.
It's time for 2 employees. Hey, thanks for your time.
Thank you.